Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome to the Little Reader's house. I'm the Little Reader, and you are in my house, and I could not be happier to have you. Get cozy, pull up a blanket. I don't know how long we're going to be here, but I always say it takes as long as it takes. And today's topic is particularly juicy in that we are talking all about attachment. As you can see, I have assembled 4 glorious crews, and they're all focused on the Devil card. Isn't that wonderful? The Devil card speaks to attachment, obsession, materialism, and I'm finding that at this stage in time, whenever you're finding this video, because it's timeless, but also when this video is being created, which is on the new moon in Leo, I believe that's August 16th, 2023, there is this massive shift in consciousness happening, which absolutely thrills me. It's a time of emotions. It's a time of release. There's so many things happening. Venus is in retrograde. I believe Mercury is preparing to go into retrograde. And in addition to that, there are all kinds of planets making transits and things happening that I don't know about because I don't know about astrology. But I do know how to feel energies, and I am feeling whatever is happening. And in addition to what all is happening in the various houses and planets and signs, there is a collective clinging that is attachment at its finest. This idea that we have an objective, a goal we'd like to manifest, and even if we don't have a specific goal we'd like to manifest, there is attachment to comfort, there is attachment to familiarity, there is attachment to safety, ideas. So whether you consciously know what the attachment is or it's unconscious, this is the place to be, and I'm so excited to have you. What we're going to do is get a little bit of context about what that attachment energy looks like for each crew, and then we're asking Spirit, how can we release the attachment? Now, manifestation is an ever-changing game as we level up in consciousness, and that is something we're going to talk about very soon. But something that hasn't changed in the manifestation game is that attachment creates a form of resistance within us. And that resistance pushes away our manifestation, like a magnetic pole when 2 poles get too close. I don't know if you've ever put, what's like a famous magnet toy? I know some Legos used to have magnets in them, but if you ever put 2 maybe fridge magnets together that were on the same side pole-wise, they just push, 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 and you can't, like no matter what, you can't get them together. And that's what resistance does when we're trying to harmonize with a certain type of consciousness that contains the manifestation we desire. If we're too attached, we push it away, push it, push it, push it. And that is still true at this current point in time. So for all of those reasons and more, because we don't want to push away our manifestations, we don't want to live in this obsessive, attached state of mind, we don't want to constantly be on the hunt or attached to certain beliefs. We want to be free. The word of today for you and I, beautiful soul, is liberation. We are looking to liberate our mind, our body, our spirit, our heart. So, with all of that being said, let's take a look at our crews. With our first crew, I almost said, and up next, but we just got started. We have the Tarot of Oneness, and we are looking at, of course, this figure almost blowing smoke, or to me it always looks like blowing a plume of smoke, but there's no smoke, so I guess I just added that intuitively. It's like a summoning or a beckoning in, surrounded by flames. And with that, we have red tiger's eye. Beautiful red tiger's eye. Very deep red, even for red tiger's eye, which tends to have a little bit more of a burnt orange color. This one's almost a purplish scarlet. It's very beautiful. Then we have from the Tarot of the Unknown, the Wild Unknown, by Kim Kranz, this Baphomet. It's the cutest little goat I ever saw, though. I mean, look how cute this little devil guy is. Or gal. Or non-identifying goat. We got the little pentagram upside down in reverse. Cute, cute little goat. And this comes with the Bumblebee Jasper, which I also think of as such a cute energy. When I'm basking in this Bumblebee Jasper, I'm like, ooh, that's so cute. So our cute devil crew. Then we've got this beautiful devil card from the Metaphysical Cannabis Oracle and Tarot deck. And this is Eton, Seduction. And there is a plume of smoke here. I mentioned a plume of smoke, and there's our plume of smoke. This is also a Baphomet representation with the upside down pentagram. And we've got beautiful rose quartz with this one. Beautiful rose quartz. And that's kind of a loving energy. So I'm starting to notice a trend. We've got what feels to me a very intense, fiery passion with my Red Tiger's Eye crew. A cute cuddliness with my Bumblebee Jasper crew, an unconditionally loving, beautiful sort of attachment with my Rose Quartz crew, and finally with my Apricot Quartz crew, we have the Devil, and this deck, I think it's Brit's Third Eye Tarot. I'm looking at the box here. Yes, Brit's Third Eye Tarot, and we have bing, the third eye on the back. This figure looking into a mirror. And with this beautiful Apricot Quartz, this is like a wistful, hopeful, yearning, somewhere between the heart and the root, like maybe trapped in the sacral chakra. That is the energy of this beautiful crew. Every single one I want to hug because it's an honor to read for you. So please choose your crew, whichever one aligns. If it's more than one, then by all means, see yourself into whichever crews are vibing with you. Don't stop yourself. Don't stop the intuition. Don't stop the journey. Just flow with it and liberate yourself. And I will see you there, beautiful soul. Hello, my beautiful Red Tiger's Eye crew, and welcome to your reading on how to relinquish attachment to push toward that last manifestation for whatever it is you're feeling or dreaming of or looking toward, or whatever you'd like to liberate yourself from. Liberation is our word of the day. So I'm going to go ahead and put your card back into the tarot deck. We will be using the Tarot of Oneness. And I'm going to place cute little you over to the side, passionate, smoky you, but there's also an aura of cuteness here. But before I do that, has anyone told you how worthy of love you are today? My beautiful Red Tiger's Eye, sit down for a second, get cozy, stop the multitasking and listen to me. You're so very worthy of love and respect, admiration, and devotion. This is just coming out of me now, but you're a leader. You're fire. You're an individual who deserves to be elevated and reminded of their worth as often as possible. So let me just give you a hug and thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing yourself and your time and space with me. And now I can pop you down in peace right over here on the left. So we're going to get a feel first using the Wisdom of the Oracle by beautiful Colette Baron Reed for, I got to shuffle a little more in depth here because I'm just feeling the urge to move with you, my Red Tiger's Eye crew. Let's get a feel for your energy and what exactly you're sensing, kind of like an energy check. What is my beautiful Red Tiger's Eye feeling as it pertains to attachment, obsession, and the devil's energy? And I say that in a loving fashion. Co-creation and truth be told. This is so interesting. So 40 and 14. There is a desire to manifest here with you, my beautiful Red Tiger's Eye crew. And you are, interestingly, we have an owl in both pictures, but I think you're identifying as this cheetah right now. This desire to move forward, be fiery, make things happen. You feel, I think generally at your best, like royalty of wands energy, close to spirit, a go-getter. You might be known amongst your friends group as someone who gets shit done, gets things done, and has a boss energy, a brilliant mind, perhaps entrepreneurial, running your own business, certainly creative, and you want to create something now. But the thing that's holding you back is you don't know what to tap into to do so. So there's this higher wisdom component, my beautiful red tiger's eye. Look at you, which is a stone of groundedness and power. There's this thing you usually rely on, which is maybe your shock factor, is what I'm hearing, to blow people out of the water. This cheetah, it's fast. You are giving me, again, like 8 of Wands energy. When you want something, you go get it. That's usually your edge. But for whatever reason right now, you're suspended in time and your ability to create doesn't seem to have a source. You're like, I don't know what to draw from right now. These windows are open in this beautiful owl card here. And it looks like these heart-shaped rose petals are flying in through this window. But the owl isn't moving, and nor is the cheetah moving here. It's like you've been placed in this stillness, in this stagnancy, because your usual source maybe of energy, of vitality, is stopped up. It could be sexual energy that's stopped up. It could be sacral chakra, root chakra energy that's stopped up. But whatever it is, it's like your question is, what is my source? It's a lot of whys and whats. What am I doing? Why am I doing it? What am I aiming for? Why am I aiming for it? Question asking is big for you right now, my beautiful red tiger's eye crew. And we've got a tiger, we've got a cheetah. It seems to me you might be shedding this skin of the cat. It's inground in you, it's embedded in you. But it seems to me like you might be releasing that right now. I'm going to ask another question here. I'm going to ask, what phase of your transformation are you in right now? I'd like to know, for my beautiful red tiger's eye crew spirit, what phase of their transformation are they in? Well, it could be big. That gave a little bit of tower vibes right there. What phase of their transformation are they in? Don't throw the whole deck at us, Spirit. Just 1 or 2 cards, but maybe 1 would be great. That sums up the phase of their transformation and what they're moving toward. Okay, 3. I'll let it happen. Of course I'll let it happen. I am the intermediary here, but I do like to pretend that I run the show. That's one of my favorite games to play. The Pilgrim, the Storm, and the Animal. Wow, what were we just saying about cheetah? My desire to speak fast, by the way, red tiger's eye, is already high in general, but in the presence of your energy, it's even higher. So you're moving toward this energy of the Pilgrim, the Storm, and the Animal. Now, the Animal is all about embracing our primal side. So if you weren't already doing it, maybe you've gotten away from this cheetah lately. Maybe you've gotten away from this knowing what to do so quickly energy. Maybe the block is you don't know how to move forward at this moment, because the Pilgrim's moving forward. The Animal's all about embracing its primal side. And those two things we already identified are key components of you. But then right here in the middle, we have the Storm. And that kind of reminds me of this owl with the windows open. During a hurricane, which I've never been part of, but it is on my bucket list. If you've ever been part of a hurricane, please let me know how silly of a desire that is. But just something about seeing nature tear things apart that have been built by humankind excites me. And here in the Storm, it's like the windows are open, things are blowing in, things are blowing over. It almost feels like you're in the middle of a hurricane. My beautiful red tiger's eye, you are separated from your true nature that you rely on and have relied on successfully in the past to get to where you want to go. So now the question becomes, how do we unite you with your true nature? What's causing the storm? And how do we liberate you from this? Just quick question, Spirit. While the whole gang's here. Wow, this keeps happening a lot with you, my beautiful Red Tiger's Eye crew. And this even just hit you just now, you poor baby. Pats for you. I mean, I know you're represented as a rock right now, and that's much harder than a piece of paper. So I think you will be okay. But I did not like how these things are flying. What is causing this hurricane? And what's the energy behind it, Spirit? Ooh, a little more info, please. Okay. Oh, and this one wants to come too. So many stories. Wow. You've got quite a story, my beautiful Red Tiger's Eye. And I want to know it. Ah, Eight of Cups, walked away from something. And right under the Pilgrim, all about moving. Strength. Eight of Swords, now your hands are tied, 8 and 8. And 9 of Pentacles, a card that in this deck I always speak of as a homecoming. Ooh, so this almost reminds me, well actually, what do I mean by almost? This reminds me of The Sound of Music. Why is that coming to me? The Sound of Music. Have you ever seen that movie? Maria Von Trapp, Captain Von Trapp, beautiful Julie Andrews. I cannot think of the name of the actor who plays Captain Von Trapp, but he was also in Knives Out, which reminds me of this. So Knives Out, and he's like the common link between Knives Out and The Sound of Music. Both stories are things not quite being as they seem. The Sound of Music is a love story in which Maria doesn't realize that she is loved by the captain, and he doesn't realize that he does love her until she leaves. And in Knives Out, there's a murder mystery going on. Thank you for being patient with me as I work through this, because we're getting oddly specific, but in an important way. You've walked away from a situation that has made you realize your own strength. And I get the sense that there are other players here. There's either a reconciliation that needs to occur or some kind of communication, but you feel like your hands are tied in this situation. And that's the reason why your normal way of being is not working for you. You either flee the scene, and I don't mean that in a negative way at all. The flight response when it comes to fight, flight, or fawn is my favorite. I am a fleer myself. In my opinion, it's like the best survival tactic. So I think you either flee the scene when things kind of fall apart typically, like when a hurricane's happening, you would be out of there. You would have already been on the plane, booked the flight, not risking it. Or you usually kind of plow through it, do what you gotta do, and then make your great exit. But something is making you stick to the eye of the storm here. And you may have separated yourself from one situation by cutting the thread. And that built your strength and that set you up for what you need to do next. But now you feel like your hands are tied. And this is the attachment we're talking about right here. This is the attachment. I can feel it. It's in this Eight of Swords. It's represented by these two hands that are bound. So the attachment is not knowing how to proceed in this particular situation, even though I believe you know what you want. You don't know how to proceed. And getting hung up on the how is the block. The why and the what and the how. The why and the what and the how. I don't know if that's a song, but it sounds like it'd be a great one. Those could be some lyrics. Somebody write it, drop it down below. We'll take co-songwriting credit. 9 of Pentacles. You would love to reap some rewards with the strength in the 9 of Pentacles here. You've worked hard in building your character. And there are two eyes here that I see. You've been watching a situation, and a situation has also been watching you, which I don't think you know. But newsflash, you have also been being watched. And it's kind of wonderful because the situation wants to go the way that you want it to go. But the purpose of the storm is to build your strength to such a degree that you choose to let go of this attachment to the right approach. So in this storm, in this situation that you're in, you really want to figure out how to go about it, how to make it happen just right. And your instincts to leave or animal your way out of it in a primal fashion have been removed from you. That's actually, as I mentioned, exactly the point. Spirit's making you think in new ways, my beautiful red tiger's eye, and I'm so proud of you. Do you realize how much of a transformation this is from the usual way of just quick getting away from or through a situation to sitting with it and sitting in the eye of the storm and just being present? This strength card, this bear, again, represented by an animal, and you can see a hand taming the bear, a hand on the face of the bear. Like, that's immense strength. You're essentially transforming your animalistic primal side, which has been a great strength, quite literally, into a new kind of strength that's going to take you into this new world, this new dimension where you're going to exist powerfully. But this attachment right here to making the situation go a certain way so that you can have your homecoming, get back to safety and peace, is the holdup. The what and the why. The what and the why. I don't have an accent. I'm not from the South, although that'd be awesome. Oh, the what and the why and the how. The what and the why and the how. So it might be time to let go of the what and the why and the how. And let's see what the directive is from Spirit on your role in all of this. Because you've been put in this storm to be right here at this moment. What a beautiful thing. And you are going to get your homecoming, by the way, my beautiful red tiger's eye crew. You're going to get it. You're going to love it. It's going to love you. I told you, something's watching you. And it's so funny because we have this sparrow here. And yesterday morning I found, that might not be a sparrow. Maybe it's a blue jay. But I did find a sparrow feather in my backyard. And it seemed like almost like a gift. There's been this one sparrow that's been visiting a lot. And I think it was like, hey, little reader, have a souvenir. And I was like, thank you. It's connecting me to you. I think that feather was actually for you. So you're going to get home. And you're going to get the message you desire for some of you. Some of you are waiting for information. You're going to get it. But let's see now your directive. Spirit wants you to embody blank energy. Let's see what that energy is. We will move these up. Boop. Keep all of the vibes on the table because they're telling such a beautiful story. How did you get so strong, my beautiful red tiger's eye? How did you get so strong? You have immense character. You're not just a character, although you most certainly are a character. And I would love to meet you, hang out with you, sip on some tea with you, hear your stories. You're a character, but you have character too. So Spirit, what is your directive for my beautiful red tiger's eye to liberate themselves from this Eight of Swords energy of the what and the why and the how? What is your directive to liberate them from attachment, liberate them from obsession or from this thing they keep trying to figure out, like a mental Rubik's Cube? Oh, how much? No, we're going to stop right there. And if we need more, we'll come back for more. Understanding limits. Spirit of Swords. Communication time. Action of Wands. Action time. Inspiration of Cups. Swords, Wands, and Cups. Will we get Pentacles? Ah, we got more Cups. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that, by the way. I was just wondering if we were going to get one of each energy, but guess what? We don't need pentacles right now. What we need is some heart, some vulnerability. There's someone you can talk to, my beautiful red tiger's eye crew. Somebody to have a little conversation with about the storm. And my sense that I'm getting here is you think that this is a mess. You think that this is a storm, and that your need to get the what and the why and the how right are going to get you home. But Spirit's letting me know this isn't actually a storm. The person you're dealing with, or the situation you're dealing with, wants to work in your favor. Very much so. Wants you, actually, specifically. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? They want you, specifically. But you don't know that because there's been a disconnect here. And I'm surprised that there's no 7 of Swords here. Nope. Negative. No. Okay. We were testing a theory. Glad to see it's not here. Yeah. No. Whoa. Okay, but we do have the Sun and the Star. Synchronicity. Okay, we're taking them out. You'll see why in a moment. Thank you so much for bearing with me, my beautiful red tiger's eye. I myself am amazed by how scattered this structure has been, but I'm in the storm with you, so it should be great for both of us. You get to know that you're not alone in the frenetic, chaotic, mental energy. So I'm going to set these aside for a second because they're going to continue our story. But there's no 7 of Wands here, and it wasn't in the deck close to the top or the bottom, which is excellent. That means there has been a hurdle passed already. You have strong character, as we mentioned, and you want to tell the truth. You want to be on the up and up. The reason why you're not aware that this situation is working out for you is because there needs to be some vulnerability here. We have the Page of Cups and the King of Cups. You have amazingly positive intentions, my beautiful red tiger's eye crew, and that is to be rewarded. You have stuck through your own discomfort. You've changed your mind and made decisions that you never thought you would in order to align with integrity, and you've sat with this storming energy to try and make the right decision. And Spirit says, thank you, and I say thank you because that integrity is going to be what rules our world, what leads us all to harmony and safety. So your character is protecting all of us. And now I'm starting to get emotional because I feel like you haven't been told in a long time that your character is so admirable and so integral and so strong and so pure. I don't think you ever get the credit that you deserve, my beautiful red tiger's eye crew. So I want to cry. This is a hug right here, okay? Hugs, big hugs, and big thank you. Because you do such hard work for us. I didn't realize how painful this storm was until right now. So, thank you. To get out of this, to release the attachment, to release the obsession, to stop wondering about how to do the right thing is very simple indeed. Is to walk up to somebody. It's quite a straight path. It's going to be very easy to see how to get to them or to the situation, but I believe you know what situation I'm speaking of and who the person is with whom there is a current disconnect. You follow the rainbow road. You go straight to the source of the light. That means something to you. You go straight to the source of the light. You follow the rainbow road. You go to the person, the head honcho or the employer or the single human being with whom there is this energy, this worried energy of not knowing what to do, how to proceed. And then you share something with them, something very vulnerable that you've kind of been working up for a while. It's been in your heart and you know it's time to share it, because when we get hit with inspiration, our natural impulse as souls is to share it. And by taking that inspiration from the page to the king, and by embodying your emotional maturity and communicating your truth, that is how this storm gets resolved. And look at this. See, I went looking for some suspicious energy because I thought you might be hiding something on purpose. But now I realize that you're not hiding anything on purpose. Maybe you're just hiding because you were scared. But that's okay to be scared. It's okay to be scared. My beautiful red tiger's eye crew, you're so loved and so special, and your character is going to reward you for all the ways that you stay strong. So now this last little thing to do is to tell your truth, to tell how you feel to the people or the person that matters. It's either write that letter, send that email, shoot off that text, make that phone call, arrange that meeting, have that conversation. That's what needs to happen here. Yeah. Because you're brave. And look how it's going to go. When you take that action of cups, to share your feelings and stand in that emotional maturity with pride. Pride is important here. Be proud of what you feel. You're going to be amazed at how harmoniously things work for you. Synchronicity is all about what you want, wants you to. A dream is going to come true. The star, an overwhelming inflow of love and appreciation. These people or this person are going to love you for what you have to share. They're going to be kind to you, much kinder than you expected. And it's going to bring you to this place that you so very much deserve. You so very much deserve it, my beautiful red tiger's eye crew. You so deserve it because you're so worthy of love. Above all else, you deserve love. This took a turn because the heaviness of the purity of your soul got to me in the most beautiful way. Please believe me when I tell you that you are going to be richly rewarded for this act of vulnerability, and that this storm is nothing more, in fact, than your own self-doubt and your own fear that you're going to be punished for something that you did wrong. But you're not going to be punished. You're going to be rewarded. And this thing that you've been wanting, that's been watching you, has been wanting you too. We see it in the synchronicity card. Beautiful red tiger's eye crew. You're sitting on a gold mine. And when you decide to speak your truth and communicate to the parties with whom it's time to communicate with, don't overthink the what and the why and the how. Don't overthink any of that. No more thinking. Now it's all about the communication. When you do that and you tap into the strength that you've already developed, you get the sun. So your attachment, my beautiful red tiger's eye crew, is solved simply by telling the truth. Doing it now, doing it soon, doing it well the way you do everything. As long as you bring your heart to the party, you're going to be just fine. You're going to be just fine. So richly rewarded, my beautiful red tiger's eye crew. I'm wrapping you up in my little reader hands and giving you the biggest hug I can. If I was there in person, it would be, with your consent, a bear hug, just like this, bear hug. Because what I see right in front of me is a soul who tries to do their best in every moment and does not give themselves the credit for it. So I'm giving you the credit. Spirit is giving you the credit. You've got the entire universe and a soul telling you that you're an outstanding being. And for all of my Red Tiger's Eye crews, if you would get down there in the comments and hype one another up, you've got to know that there are many of you watching and you all have each other. All of us have each other, and we've got to show that support to one another. So that is your reading for today, my beautiful Red Tiger's Eye crew. I am so proud of you. I am so confident that you are going to go forth right now. You're going to turn off the reading. Even if you resonated with other crews, you can come back to them as soon as you've done your action piece. You're going to schedule that meeting or shoot off that text or do whatever needs to be done and reap your rewards because you're so very worthy of them. I am sending you all the love I've got and more. I'm now going to give you my spiel in under 30 seconds, I think. The spiel is this, my beautiful Red Tiger's Eye crew. If you liked the video, please like it. If it resonated, please comment. If you can support other Red Tiger's Eyes, please comment. And if you want a key to come back to the Little Reader's house anytime, please subscribe. One last thing, it's a new thing, but if you're trying to supercharge your life and experience more bliss and more synchronicities and more joy and more magic, think about joining the Little Reader's world. It is my Patreon. It is new, it is fresh, it is full of love and magic, and I would love to have you there. And that, my beautiful friend, is the closing. You've got this. Until we meet again, I'm sending you all the love I've got. Bye for now. Hello, my beautiful Bumblebee Jasper crew, and welcome to your reading on how to liberate yourself from attachments, obsessions, beliefs, or any stuck energy that is standing in the way of you and next version of you. This has already been, and we're only one crew in, baby, a wild ride. It took a turn from, man, we don't even have to go into the specifics. Let's just say things are taking turns. This energy is wild. People are leveling up. People are amazing. And I have so much hope for our world. So much hope that it makes me want to scream it from the rooftops. Now, my neighbors wouldn't appreciate that. You probably would, though, because you get me. I can tell. But we're not going to do all the screaming. Maybe we'll arrange some kind of meet and greet for that later. But for now, let's look at this cute little Baphomet guy / gal. Adorable. And set it off to the side because we are going to come to your tarot later. I'm also going to set you off to the side. But wait, before I do that, has anyone told you today? You know where I'm going with this, and that's okay. You are so worthy of love, my Bumblebee Jasper crew. You with your lighthearted energy, you with your kindness, you with your willingness to smile even when you're tired. These things are just rolling off of your energy right now. I feel your energy. I feel it like a warm hug. I feel it like a giggle, like very oddly specifically like a mocha latte. It's wonderful. So you're so very worthy of love, even when you don't feel wonderful, even when you don't feel like you're contributing anything, or you're just so tired. And right now I do feel like it could be time to possibly go to sleep. And then when you wake up, watch the rest of the reading, because some of you are very, very tired, but I will keep you all the company you need for as long as it takes for you to get cozy and drift off to sleep. So let's bust out The Wisdom of the Oracle by the wonderful Colette Baron Reid. Oh, look what's on the back of the deck. Time for a nap. I'm just saying, like, you heard it here first, but if you choose to keep those eyes open, that's okay. You're in the business of becoming the next version of yourself. So I get that sometimes sleep must be sacrificed. But I also think sleep can be really good. So, where were we? Colette Baron Reid. Wonderful Colette Baron Reid created this deck, and we're going to ask it, what is the energy that you're in right now? What is the energy that you're in right now Should we go for 2? I think maybe you. Oh, we'll go for 3. That's fiery. That's like, that's big deck energy. Okay, but you get it? Like big deck? Okay, yeah. See, I keep forgetting that some kids are watching, and I don't know where we go with that, because it's an interesting line to walk. I'm loving walking it, by the way, though. So let's take a look at these energies and see what's going on, my beautiful Bumblebee Jasper crew. Wow, co-create just came up with my Red Tiger's Eye crew. Then we have Yang energy number 1, and we have blessed. Whoo! We have 4, we have 1, and we have 2 and 2, which could reduce to 4, but wouldn't because it's a double. So co-create Yang and blessed. Let me hold you in my hand, Bumblebee Jasper crew, and suss out some of what's going on here. Because this co-create is showing up in a slightly similar energy to my Red Tiger's Eye. And the reason why I believe is because the audience who's attracted to this lovely little video to my house on this day at this time are doing it because they understand there's a block in their manifestations related to something they're doing. And I love that self-awareness. I think the truth is there's a block in everybody's manifestations who doesn't have what they're actively desiring, but a small segment of the population self-reflect to see what their role in that is. So the fact that you're here, beautiful Bumblebee Jasper crew, I'm giving you a standing ovation. Also, if you like performance or comedy, I won't be surprised at all, because I'm totally getting that vibe from you. So you can always shout me out down in the comments and let me know, because I love that. Now, with the Yang energy here, there is something that you are doing a ritual for, or I almost said cosmically. You could be doing cosmic magic, which relates to using the stars, the seasons, nature, but mostly astrological forces, astronomical forces. I think there are even stars right here in this card. Yes, there are. But there's something that you're very consciously creating. And this blessed card tells me that your attachment isn't really influencing your creation process. If anything, it's maybe making you work a little harder than you need to. Because with this 22 here, I can see that you're actually destined to get the thing that you're desiring, if it's a specific thing, which based off of this energy, it looks incredibly specific to me. If you're an individual who doesn't know what you're manifesting, this may not be the space, although you're welcome to stay. Always, always welcome to stay and pick up anything that does resonate, because odds are there will be something. But for the majority of my beautiful Bumblebee Jasper crew, there is a specific thing, and they are actually using ritualistic magic or intentional processes to manifest that thing. And what I'm getting here again is you're destined to get it. You're actually not being blocked from it. But you're doing so much, my beautiful Bumblebee Jasper crew, and not seeing results as fast as you'd like, that you feel like you're blocked. And now you're doubting yourself with the attachment, like, oh, well, obviously I'm overly attached. I don't know if you're British, but if you are, that's awesome. I don't know why I started going with that accent, and I'll get out of it real quick. But I'm just saying that you're putting in all this energy and all this devotion to it, and you're like, okay, let's manifest. Can we manifest this? Can we manifest this thing? Oh, it's not manifested yet? Okay, so I must be overly attached. I'm screwing something up, like something's off. That's the issue here, my beautiful Bumblebee Jasper crew, is it's the self-doubt, it's the thinking that you're thinking like maybe my rituals aren't working. You may be a tarot reader, an intuitive, a psychic, a medium, a channeler, claircognizant, clairsentient, etc., etc., or just good old-fashioned genius, because I do believe everyone who truly taps in can access any sort of intuitive power. But whatever the case is, you have an intuition that this thing is close. Your spidey manifestation powers are tingling. You've been doing the rituals, you've been watching the readings or doing your own tarot readings, your own oracle readings, your own channeling. And it's like all flags are go, or all flags are green, all signs are go. And you're like, okay, so when am I going to be blessed with it though? Because it's not popped up yet. And like, so where is it? So I guess I'm the problem then. And no, you are not the problem. In fact, we could probably end this whole thing right here and just say that divine timing is the problem. But where is the fun in that? Let's go through it and get more specifics and just have fun together, my beautiful Bumblebee Jasper crew. And while we're doing this, how about you tuck yourself into bed, put your head on the pillow, and prepare to fall asleep? Because maybe the very purpose of stretching this thing out is so that you get a chance to get some rest. So let's go deeper. I'm going to take this beautiful archetype deck and ask Spirit. Ooh. Let's see, what is this? What is the question I'm going to ask? Spirit, how about you tell me the question I'm going to ask? What is, what is your fear about manifesting this thing? Oh, okay. What is your fear about manifesting this thing? So so the extra work is actually kind of a compensating thing, because this is actually a part of your destiny. This is something that you're aligned with. Oh, that's kind of at the top. So, and you know that, my beautiful Bumblebee Jasper crew, you know that intuitively. So Spirit wants to show you what your fear is about actually getting this thing, because that might be news to you and a gift to discover. The Poet, very interesting. The Offering, the Fault Line, and the Seed. Wow. Okay, first thing to notice here is that the two cards on the left are very colorful, beautifully colorful. The Poet, the Offering, they're radiant with greens and peaches and blues, pinks. I mean, between these two cards, you've got almost every color of the rainbow, although they're all a wash. And this watercolor gives me cups/water energy, telling me that there is an emotional component. Yeah, so the emotional and the mental components within you, my beautiful Bumblebee Jasper crew, are not jiving right now, if you will. They're not happy together, because the right two cards are, with the exception of this pearl right in the middle of the seed, which is like a very barely perceptible off-white color. We've got total black and white, and then we've got total color. So I immediately get the mind and the heart. And there is a fear from the mind that if the heart gets what it wants, and I'm hearing like a Selena Gomez song that goes, the heart wants what it wants. I think that's Selena Gomez. And I think that's how the song goes. Anyway, if the heart gets what it wants, the mind is not going to know what to do with itself. And once again, it points me back to this beautiful active ritual that you've been doing here, because you've been doing these rituals, you've been doing this manifestation, you've been focusing, maybe wearing your amulets, maybe doing Reiki, maybe water magic, which in the Little Readers World, my Patreon group, we just discovered a water magic ritual, and it may be something you're already into, although this is fire. So you could be doing candle magic, pointing at this candle right here. Whatever it is, interestingly, all of this extra stuff, although it is powerful and it's working, it's really just giving your mind something to do, my beautiful Bumblebee Jasper crew. It is not necessary. And I know what it feels like to hear that. And I know, as someone who does rituals myself, when we have this moment of realization, like, oh, this was destined all along, and I've just been doing these things to give my mind something to do, but they absolutely weren't necessary. It does feel like a cosmic slap, but like a gentle one. And maybe not on the face, maybe somewhere else. But we won't talk about that because kids might be watching. The cosmic slap is actually a very loving gesture. And it's saying, beautiful Bumblebee Jasper crew, you're intuitive. You got wind of something that was coming to you. You really want it. You tried to make it come faster. It's not really making things come faster, but it is giving your mind something to do. But now it's turned into a trap. Now your mind is worried about what it's going to do with itself once you don't have this thing to manifest anymore. So somewhere along the way, this got a little twisted up, a little twisty. What was meant to actually accelerate the manifestation was kind of a product of a lack of trust in spirit. Like, I don't know if spirit's going to give this to me all on its own, so I got to manifest it myself with extra things that I do. And then those extra things were like, your mind started loving that. Like, oh my gosh, we're in control now. I'm doing these things and my rituals and my manifestation, and I'm so on top of it. Now your mind is attached, not to this manifestation, but to the rituals that you're doing to create the manifestation. It's a wonderful web to be trapped in, because once this happens to you, my beautiful Bumblebee Jasper crew, it only happens once. It's a great lesson to learn. Every manifestor learns it at some point. So welcome, have a seat. I'm so excited to have you. It's an honor to share this because it's the first and the last time that it's going to happen. Unless you are getting any joy, inherent joy out of the practices, the rituals, the visualizations, the vision boards, the journaling, and all the other things you're doing, unless doing them actually is fun for you, and I mean genuinely fun, not the kind of fun we convince ourselves is fun because we know that when we get the thing that's going to be fun, not that kind of fun. That's fake fun. I mean real fun, where you would, even if you didn't have to manifest a bleeping thing, you would sit down and do that stuff because you freaking love to do it. That kind of fun. If it's that kind of fun, by all means, carry on and do it, although I don't think so. If it's more of a chore now at this point, it is time to let it go. Make like Elsa, throw that away. There is no need for all the rituals anymore, my beautiful Bumblebee Jasper crew. Because what they're doing is they're causing a divide between your manifestation, which is so beautiful, by the way. I'm getting bits and pieces. It's a general reading. So for some, I can see always, because I got a bunch of beautiful lovers in my crew. And I love lovers. I'm a lover too, and a fighter. So it gets confusing sometimes. But you're a lover. So for some people I see, this is their lover that they're bringing in. Offerings of love. For other people, it's that creative thing. We got a lot of creatives here too at the Little Readers home. For other people, it is community, collaboration, friendship, fixing family dynamics. For some, it's a physical manifestation, keys being put into their hand to a car, to a home, finally a remodel getting settled. There are so many things, and we could just have fun talking about all of them. But I can see it's a very satisfying thing, and the little images that I get make me smile. But over here, the mind is like spiraling out of control because it's feeling like it's going to have to create something new to keep these rituals on. And that's actually worrying your heart, my beautiful Bumblebee Jasper crew. Your heart wants to chill and enjoy this experience of manifestation. And your mind is so attached to the process of making it happen because your mind also knows on some level it's a sure thing. And it wants to take credit because the mind is amazing like that. The mind loves to take credit, and you know, who doesn't? So I get it. But the mind is thinking, well, if we get this thing, then I don't know who we're going to be anymore, because the way we've been living, we've been devoting all of our power, even if it's just thinking thoughts constantly, we've been devoting all of our power to getting this thing. So let's find out what Spirit's solution is for you so that you can rest in peace. And I don't mean in a disembodied state where you've left your body behind and gone on to shine on the other side. I mean rest in peace in your bed tonight and sleep, because this has caused you sleepless nights. This has caused you staying up late to finish certain rituals, to watch readings, and to do other things in order to like put your energy toward this. And believe me when I tell you, my Bumblebee Jasper crew, you can never watch another reading again. You could never do another manifestation ritual again, another visualization, another journaling. It's already destined. It's already been created. The blessing is actually in your auric field right now. That's why I get such clear images of it. I don't always see things this clearly But I can see it's literally already in your field, meaning you already have it. And I know people say that all the time, kind of as hyperbole, but I mean it really, really literally, like really. Like 2 + 2, I know numerologically we don't usually do that, but the 4 and the 4, they're within one another. It's already happened, like you're merged. The only thing that's splitting it up is the overemphasis on making it happen. So, back to what I was saying. You could cancel all the processes, cancel all the readings. You could make this the last reading you ever watched, at least having to do with this manifestation. Although if I know a mind when it's in a state of obsession, I know that every reading will somehow be hopefully gearing back toward this thing. So we know the mind around the Little Reader's House. It's one of our favorite objects of study. You could stop it all, and you could get this thing tomorrow. I'm just saying. It's not gonna, or later. It doesn't have to be tomorrow, but it could be. It's not gonna, this whole practice thing, this whole doing, it's draining your battery, baby. And we need your battery full. Because when you get this thing, you're gonna wanna take a ride in it with the top down. And that's not gonna be as fun if you're drained and sleepy because you've tried to manifest it so hard than it is if you're full of life and full of energy because you just handed it over to Spirit and Spirit said, I got you. Before we get into the tarot, there's one last thing I want to say. We are going to clear up one confusion that folks have about manifestation. Super common. It's not that folks have it about manifestation. The mind has it about manifestation, all of our minds. Our hearts already know what's up and how manifestation works. But because we're dealing with minds here primarily, that is how we communicate. That is how you understand what I'm saying right now. We're going to speak to the mind. In Sanskrit, there is a mantra that my amazing teacher, David G, taught me and 29 other gorgeous souls in our meditation teacher training back in 2018. Aham Brahmasmi. I am the universe. Aham Brahmasmi. So spoiler alert about that. You are spirit, and spirit is you. So when we do rituals like this, not for fun, but because we feel we're trying to give spirit a message about what we want, picture that game. Okay, let me take you way back. There was a time when children would take cans and drill holes in the bottom and then tie a string, knot it on one can, an empty can, and then take the string, put it into the other can, bottom, tie it in, and then you have like a can and a can connected by a wire or a string. And if you spoke into one side of the can, it would vibrate across the string to the other side of the can. And kids would put this in their, from one house to the next, so they could talk to their friends. Kind of like telephone, but really old school style. This is like, as a metaphor, trying to use rituals for manifestation is like taking one can and putting on your left ear and taking the other can and putting it up to your mouth and talking to yourself. Or putting both cans up to your ears or both cans up to your mouth. You are the universe. You are spirit and spirit is you. There's absolutely no separation between the two. The only separation that exists is the ego and the mind, where the ego lives much of the time. And we love the ego. We're not trying to get rid of it. Gosh, I love my ego so much. I always squeeze her and kiss her and tell her how special she is, and she loves that. But she really gets obsessive about having control because she thinks she's the only one. And we do see one on this card. Like my beautiful Bumblebee Jasper crew, you may be under the impression that you're the one who has to do the work to make this happen spiritually. And the thing is, you're only the one who has to do the work if you want to be the one who has to do the work. That's a rule that you created for yourself. So we can uncreate that rule right now and say, no, I don't have to be the one who does the work. I wanted it. I put the intention out there into the universe. One time is all it takes, by the way. And then bling, there it is. But I do get the sense that filling up the time between point A and point B was the purpose of all of this. It's filling up the time. There's like a boredom element here for the mind, not for the heart. The heart's all about this. The heart gets it. The heart's like, woo. But the mind's like, we get so bored when there's nothing to do but wait for this. And what Spirit's saying here is there's actually so much to do other than wait for this. You don't have to worry. Your mind got identified with the manifestation process. We can let that go now. We can let that go now. And without further ado, here's how. We will be using the Wild Unknown Tarot to investigate how to let go of attachment to the process. Because that's what happened here, my beautiful Bumblebee Jasper crew. It wasn't attachment to the thing. You may even think it's attachment to the thing. And that's what one of the many things I love about you. Because not only are you this incredible manifester, genius, psychic, with so much love and laughter and joy to give everyone around you, you are a very special soul, my beautiful Bumblebee Jasper crew. And you hold yourself accountable. You are hard on yourself, like my Red Tiger's Eye crew, in that you hold yourself so accountable and think that you did something wrong when you didn't. Oops, I want to make sure I didn't reverse these. Yeah, okay, good. You didn't do anything wrong. Oh, look, I was just making sure I didn't do something wrong in that moment. So see, we're on the same page, my beautiful Bumblebee Jasper crew. You're going to be so okay. Please just deep inhale with me. And a big sigh out. No more sleep dep, okay? That's short for sleep deprivation. No more of that. Especially not in favor of this thing that's already yours. Literally already yours. Probably just waiting for some of this yang energy to get out of the way so that it can have room. Because another thing about the mind is when our mental body is full, it takes up space in our auric field that can prevent things from coming in. That's why meditation practice can really make you a master manifester. But that's another convo for another time. And we will get there, don't worry. All in good time. So Spirit, beautiful Spirit, for my beautiful Bumblebee Jasper crew, show us how they can relinquish attachment and liberate themselves from making this thing happen, for being responsible, for being the one who has to create this. Ooh, okay, we got a whole story, and I love a story. So, in fact, there are a few things I love as much as the story. The High Priestess. Trusting what you already know. Hey! Yeah, I wrote that just for you. Patent pending. Trusting what you already know. Also, notice the colors, darling. The colors here, same as the colors here. You're blessed. You already got it. This tiger's already got it. It's already got the thing right there. The thing that you want is yours. You can't see it yet. That's okay. You're not supposed to. That's interesting. Cat and cat. Big cat themes, big cat energy in this reading today. The Hierophant. Okay, let's go on. Daughter of Swords. Ace of Swords. Ace of Cups. Woo! Okay, I'm scooting you just a little bit. Actually, I'm going to scoot you up there. So the High Priestess and the Hierophant. These look like a match to me. Interestingly, like a pair, like a dynamic duo. And the Daughter of Swords also looks like a dynamic duo with the Hierophant. It's like these two go together, these two go together, these three go together. It's all the same energy. Check out how this is a bird standing on a sword. This is a bird standing on a key, but how similar they look. Okay, Ace of Swords and Ace of Cups. So you're about to get news of something. Wow. So Spirit's just skipping right into the manifestation part. That's what's happening here. And it, wait a second, wait. Okay, I was wondering if that'd be Ace of Pentacles. Wait, let's check the bottom real quick. No, okay, it's fine. The same thing almost happened in the Red Tiger's Eye reading. It's hilarious. I thought a card was coming up, but it wasn't. So, oh my goodness. And Bumblebee Jasper, if that's what you're worried about, thinking something's coming up, but then it's not, and you're like, oh my gosh, it's me. No. It's because what's right in front of you is already complete. And if something else needs to come up, it's going to come up when it needs to come up. Spirit basically skipped over the what to stop doing to release attachment with like very minimal notes. Trust your intuition and know that it's already yours. It's already coming to you. This Hierophant card is so very different than a typical Hierophant card, and I believe it's described in this deck as a sort of messenger. And we're also interpreting it that way because it's open-mouthed over this key, letting you know you already have the key. So if this is a thing that you have to create, which I don't think that for many of you it is, it looks like more of a thing that you can just receive, like your hand is already open to get it. But if it's something that you need to create, you've already done that work. You've already got the key, and there's nothing more for you to do. This Daughter of Swords card with it is a sort of knowing to me. Like, if I can do this, and I will, I would say that this reminds me of the split we saw earlier with the manifestation itself and the mind. Except this time, all the black and white cards are on the left and the color cards are on the right. Here we have a rainbow, here we have blue and yellow, and here we have bright red. Here it's primarily black and white with a few little accents in there. So this is the medicine for your mind. This is the medicine this is what your heart is attracting. Know that you already have it. Know that you've already got the key, and you're either going to get presented with something, bink, that leads to the manifestation, or you've already put in all the work, sowed all the seeds. Everything's done. Done, done, done. There's no more effort required here. Now all you do is wait. You sit and wait with the knowledge. You're the Daughter of Swords. You are like a baby version of the Queen of Swords in this deck. Technically, this would be the page, but it's recreated, rewritten for the purposes of the Wild Unknown Tarot. And you are the Daughter of Swords waiting with your knowledge for your manifestation to arise. Okay? Notice that this owl is not flying. It is just waiting. This Hierophant, this crow, is also not flying. It's like cawing. It's a sort of messenger, but it's not moving. And this tiger is like the most chill tiger you ever did see. So the mind needs to chill. Anytime that the mind starts to act up, my beautiful Bumblebee Jasper crew, and think that you need to go do another manifestation ritual, or like throw salt over your left shoulder and then turn around 3 times. By the way, not digging any of this. I haven't done that exact thing yet, but I probably will at some point in the future. I love me a ritual, but there's a time and a place for them, and this ain't it. No more super creator energy. Now it's about living your life, doing other things in the meantime. Because as you sit here with this knowledge that you're done, every time the mind acts up, you need to say, nope, it's already done. It's already done because the little reader said so. You can say that if that gives you peace, but you can also say, because I know so. Because what I'm telling you is that your intuition actually already knows that this is yours. And the thing is, the knowledge isn't enough for the mind. Honestly, peace of mind is kind of an oxymoron. There is no such thing as peace of mind. The mind cannot be at peace. The mind is a tool. If the mind is not busy hammering away at something, it is going to freak out. It needs a job. So the job that you can give it is say, mind, you are the keeper of knowledge. You can keep the knowledge that this is already done. And then anytime it's like, well, shouldn't we do a ritual? Be like, no, remember that thing I told you? Like, think back on the evidence. Look at the evidence. You've got this reading. I'm sure there are other things in your life that point to the fact that this is already on its way. So check off the evidence, take a deep breath, and relax because it's already done. Then you're going to distract yourself. Bling! Because here's the deal. And you only see this happen once in a blue moon. It's rather magical when it does. You've got the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Wands. So Spirit's telling you, this is what you prayed for. And also for the record, there's one for each of these cards, and I feel like a complementary energy for each of them. Like Daughter of Swords, Ace of Swords, Hierophant, Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands, and High Priestess. You're manifesting all this energy of new beginnings, new story. This thing, the poet and the offering that you're bringing in. It's going to give you new info, some new things to think about. It's going to give you new emotions to experience, a lot of good ones. And it's going to give you so much passion and revitalization. And if you're really missing pentacles, my guess is you're going to be able to manifest whatever kind of pentacles you want with the combination of these three elements. So this is going to fill your cup. But energetically speaking, you've got to start getting into that new energy now. So while you're pacifying your mind, quite literally, with this knowledge that it's already happened, you might slip into that boredom piece again where you're like, okay, but what am I going to do? Like, should I watch another reading because I'm waiting? And Spirit's like, no. Do new things. Think new thoughts. Have new emotional connections with new people. And get out and do new, exciting, passionate things, creative things that you don't normally do. In a way, this is going to start out as a distraction. You're going to feel like, okay, I'm just distracting myself. But once you get into it, my beautiful Bumblebee Jasper crew, you will be distracted no more because you're creative. Your heart is full of fire and water and air and earth. So Spirit is saying, start the new beginnings now, because that is going to cause the slip in the energy that was being so filled up by this mental space of I've got to create it, I've got to create it, I've got to create it. This I've got to create it attitude became a wall. This I'm just going for it, I'm just moving into new beginnings becomes a door. Bing! And then the door is going to open. The key is already in the lock. The Daughter of Swords is already looking at the person or the situation that's coming up to unlock the door. And the High Priestess is just waiting patiently because she knows that this is already hers. She, her, they, them, he, him, however the High Priestess wants to identify. I say that intentionally because the High Priestess doesn't know a gender. What it knows is spiritual things. It knows knowing itself, if that makes sense to you. So, new beginnings. Embrace them. Step into them. Do as many new things as you can. That is your mission. The first one, my beautiful Bumblebee Jasper crew, is to get some sleep. It's to rest. It's time. You've worked so hard on this. Be liberated in the knowing that it is yours. Be liberated in the knowing that quite literally this thing is destined for you. It's destined for you. So now, live like you know it's here. It's with you. It's yours. You're already united with it. I know that can be a frustrating thing to hear. But trust me, as you get into doing these things, you will be happily distracted. Happily. And each thing that feels like a distraction is actually paving the way for the manifestation to flow in. So think of something new to think about. Maybe write something. Journal some thoughts, not with the intention of manifestation, just with the intention of getting to know your own mind. Meditation would be fantastic. Emotional connections. Hang out with friends. Hang out with a loved one or a lover. Fill your emotional cup. An Ace of Wands. Create something passionately. Explore something new. Ride a horse. Go walk like on a hike. The Ace of Wands always gives me a magical, mystical energy of movement. Have a bonfire by the beach. Have a beach day if you have a beach near you. If you don't have a beach, have a forest. Ooh, not forest fire. No, not that. Not that. Have a forest gathering, camp, cook, celebrate. That is the word for you, my beautiful Bumblebee Jasper crew. Celebrate. That is how you will release attachment and liberate yourself from this creation energy because it is already yours. Wow. That is absolutely powerful. My beautiful Bumblebee Jasper crew, I am so proud of you. You are a warrior, a creative and creator warrior. And there's nothing that you can't do. It's clear to me that if you wanted to manifest the sun crashing into the earth, you could do that. Please don't, though. We still need this earth for cosmic purposes. But you can make anything happen. You're a magician. Never doubt your powers because you've been powerful all along. But it's time to prioritize what you deserve now, which is so much love, so much rest, and so much celebration. You've done the hard work. It's over. Spirit is so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Our whole community is proud of you. And the other Bumblebee Jasper crew members are proud of you too. So if this reading resonated with you and it touched you and it helped to liberate you, please give it a like. Please comment down below something about how you're going to celebrate. How are you going to celebrate this and all the work you've put into and everything you've learned? And if you want a key to the Little Reader's house, subscribe. And then you can come back anytime a new reading is dropped. And finally, in a final plug, if you are looking, I was going to say for more rituals and more manifestation stuff, it's there, but that's not the prime attraction. The prime draw, I think, for you, my beautiful Bumblebee Jasper crew, is if you're looking for more ways to celebrate your life and expand your spirit and nourish your heart and soothe your mind, then the Little Reader's World may be the place for you. It is waiting for you. It is on Patreon if and when you're ready. And for now, my beautiful Bumblebee Jasper crew, you are ready. You're ready to put your head down and sleep and wake up tomorrow feeling like a million, knowing that your dreams are with you. I'm sending you all the love I've got, and until we meet again, beautiful soul, bye for now. Hello, my beautiful Rose Quartz crew, and welcome to your reading on liberating yourself from attachment to whatever is holding up a manifestation, to whatever beliefs are acting as a sabotaging obstacle right now, to anything that's taking up your mind space and your heart space and causing you to feel stuck, stagnant, spun, whatever it is. We are letting go of this energy today, so take a good look at it. Kiss it goodbye. Mwah. Adios, beautiful Eaton. I actually really am going to put this one back in the deck because we're going to need that deck in complete form in a little bit. But before I set you off to the side, my beautiful Rose Quartz, whose energy is already soothing me like a tranquil ocean. My goodness, a tranquil ocean. That was an interesting choice of words. Not a lake, but a tranquil ocean, which means depth and peace. Has anyone told you today how worthy of love you are? How much you deserve to be reminded of that? Uplifted, nourished? Above all else, you deserve love, beautiful soul. So please, don't be forgetting it, not even for a second. And now I can pop you over to the side in peace, knowing that I have delivered the most important message of this reading. So let's find out a little bit about your current energy, my beautiful Rose Quartz crew, and see where we go. So far, it's been a ride. Both of my crews have been completely different in every way, and that kind of includes the format of the reading too. So we're just gonna flow with it, see where it goes. Oh, there was one similarity between the red tiger's eye and my beautiful Bumblebee Jasper, but it was a small one. It was a single card, and it was from this deck. So let's see what we get here. For my beautiful Rose Quartz crew spirit, what do they need to know about, or what do actually I need to know? Because I think they might already have an idea. They seem like the intuitive type to me. What do I need to know about the energy that they're in right now? We're getting 3. Excellent. Let's see what it be. Thinker. A lot of mental energy in this reading today, my beautiful Rose Quartz crew. Orphaned. And fork in the road. What an interesting place to be, my beautiful Rose Quartz crew. Let me take a closer look at each of these. With Thinker, we see this beautiful fairy sitting on a block, pensive, hand under chin. She's definitely thinking about something, all by herself. And then here with Orphaned, we see another figure facing down. This is giving very 5 of Cups, a little bit of Five of Swords energy. Oh, my beautiful rose quartz crew. I'm giving you a big hug. Big hug for you. And then fork in the road. No figure here. Just a lot of kind of confusion. A reindeer, like, where do I go next? There's a little owl there. I'm not sure what this creature is. I think it's a baboon. This gives very much Alice in Wonderland vibes to me. So, the weather. One is a sunset, one is cloudy overcast, and one you can't even see the sky. So where is the sun for you right now, my beautiful rose quartz crew? Feels like all happiness has just been sapped out of you. Disappointment. Like something is not going your way. Something, it's not that it just isn't going your way. Something happened. Something specific happened. It's forcing you to reassess where you go from here. A loss of some kind. A loss combined with loneliness. I'll need more information, Spirit. So please show me. Please show me where my beautiful rose quartz crew is headed. This is where they are now. Where are they headed? What is the purpose of this energy that they're in, Spirit? What is the purpose of this energy that they're in? I see the heart flashing me. What is the purpose of this energy that they're in? Where are they headed, please, Spirit? Ooh. I feel very quiet with you, my beautiful rose quartz crew. Like I have to whisper. Like we might be in a place where we're not supposed to be. Why so quiet? Ah, the heart. The womb. I see. The mirror. Okay. And the venom. Ooh, powerful, powerful energies you've got here, my beautiful rose quartz crew. Okay, I hope you have your headphones in because I'm going to speak at normal volume, even though I feel like talking really, really low, like your nervous system feels like it needs to be soothed. Like a massage would be amazing right now. A facial would be amazing. Maybe you just had one and you're on that really wind down kind of energy. Like maybe you just meditated or something. But we're going to tune it up a little bit. We're bringing the volume up because we've got things to talk about here. And it's all about self-reflection at this moment in time. So whatever catastrophic event happened, Spirit is not emphasizing it to me, meaning that the specifics of the event, my beautiful rose quartz crew, are not relevant. And I think that's what you've been trying to figure out. You've been trying to go back and think about, okay, what went wrong there? And how can I solve this thing moving forward? It's a big mental energy. How can I prevent that sort of conflict, catastrophe from happening again? Because you would like to change your path. You would like to go down a new road. Spirit is saying this isn't about the mind, however. We can't mental our way out of this one. Not that you're trying to get out of it. I don't get that at all. I think you're very self-reflective. You're very measured right now, my beautiful rose quartz crew, because I think this really shook you up. Whatever happened, I don't think you're trying to manifest a specific thing. You might be trying to manifest peace and good vibes and some kind of level, grounded experience in your life right now because things just were so rattled. Hence the talking low and the measured approach and the soothing of the nervous system. However, this is not a situation to think through. It's interesting because the reason why this thing fell apart is because it was something needed to make you stop and look at your heart. If we look at the Thinker card, next to the Orphan card, next to the Fork in the Road card. Take a look at that middle flag there. Take a look at it there. And then here in the middle one. And then in the Fork in the Road. See how it's getting progressively longer? Starts small, then it goes medium, and then it's real long. This is a 1, 2, 3 process. Spirit has brought you to this point in time very, very deliberately. Deliberate is the word that I'm hearing, my beautiful rose quartz crew. You were brought to this falling apart to discover something inside of you, something magical and powerful that has not been looked at. And because it hasn't been looked at, it has been a venom. You are in this percolation stage in the womb. Percolation or percolation? Percolation. I think it's percolation. You're in this percolation. Maybe it is percolation. I'm not sure. But you're in it. That reminds me of coffee, because I think coffee machines percolate, like, and that's kind of what's happening with you right now. You're being steamed, kind of seasoned, almost cured. And it could quite literally be being cured from venom. But Spirit wants you to understand that this is not about your mind. We can't reverse engineer this situation and prevent it in the future by using our mental power. There's no way to outsmart a pain like this happening again, but there is a way to prevent a pain like this from happening again. Because the reason the pain happened is because there was a match, there was a shard to this, a match, a vibrational frequency match to this feeling already existing in the heart that we haven't been conscious of, wasn't being looked at now. Now you see it. We're going to get some more info on what that is in just a moment from the tarot. But now it's being made obvious. It's meant to stand out, to liberate you. This is your liberation from the venom, from the shard. We're going to look in the mirror and under the full moon's light, see what darkness and what shadow was lurking there in the heart that led to this. Because it's not external, my beautiful rose quartz crew. It's not something that is, let's say, for instance, requiring a new way of having a conversation. Maybe there was a very bad conversation that went down here that had some serious consequences. And maybe the mind said, oh, well, if we just figure out a better way to have these types of conversations, they won't go so badly. But Spirit is saying, no. What caused the pain in the heart and the bad conversation is that both members of the party had pain inside of them that wasn't being looked at. And that came together and caused the issue. It wasn't about the words that were selected. It wasn't about the case that was made. And this applies to all sort of situations. Whatever the loss has been, whatever the fall apart has been, this concept applies. If it was the dissolution of a relationship or marriage, this concept applies. That's what I'm hearing the most right now. For most members of my beautiful rose quartz crew, marriage and relationships falling apart, breakups, that is the most common scenario here. It could have also been layoff. It's almost all centric, if not all centered, around relationships and emotions. If it was a layoff, it would not be because of a random event. It would be because of some kind of conflict or something that happened in the workplace environment. So this energy is all about illuminating the shard in the heart, the pain body, as Eckhart Tolle would say, if you're familiar with Eckhart. That pain body or that wound that's been cut here in the heart is leaking out this fluid, this venom. So we're going to get you out of the womb. We're going to birth you, my beautiful rose quartz crew, and we're going to find out what it is. What is the pain in the heart, Spirit, that my beautiful rose quartz crew is experiencing that hasn't been fully seen and looked at this moment in time? You want to come out? That when recognized is going to be a game changer. It's going to put my beautiful rose quartz crew back in flow, because they are so worthy of flow and they are so worthy of love. Above all else, so worthy of it. You did not mess up, my beautiful rose quartz crew. This is not a failing. This was a predestined thing that was going to happen, because the wounds that happen to us are often beyond our control. They start way before we're cognizant and aware, often in childhood. Ooh, this one wants to be flipped over. Ah, yes, intergalactic mastery, confirmation. So these wounds, they start way before we have an opportunity to prevent them. And then they stay with us all the way until we get a chance to see them. So this is a moment of healing for your intergalactic mastery to get you off of that road where you're lingering and waiting to see what to do next. Get your heart activated, get that shard out of there, turn the venom into nectar, birth you out of the womb, and get you back to being you. So community is the first element here. Connection. Union. Yes. Crystal technology. This is all about communication. How funny. If we look inside the crystal, we see a little figure that almost looks like a fetus in a womb. Let's see if that's showing up here. Yes, right there. Ooh. And then we have the womb card here. And we have just go. Okay, so I'm getting a very clear picture of what this wound has been. My beautiful rose quartz crew. It starts with things, as I mentioned, that were beyond your control. It could have begun as early as in the womb. And again, this is no failing on your part. Before we even go a step further, my beautiful rose quartz crew, you are on your road of intergalactic mastery. You're a magical being. You're an individual who is destined to not just manifest the things you want, although that's impressive, but to manifest a life that is truly emotionally fulfilling and has the thing that you want more than anything in this world. Okay, here we go. I may cry, but if I do, don't worry. I love every second of it. The thing that you want more than anything in this world, my beautiful rose quartz crew, is community. It's people who see you and love you and value you. People who look you in the eye and say, there's rose quartz crew. Look at rose quartz crew shining. I value what rose quartz crew has to offer. I value all of the ways they connect. I value all of their offerings. I want to be united with rose quartz crew. I choose rose quartz crew. I want to be around rose quartz crew. This is what you crave. People who are calling you up to ask you how your day is going. People who are calling you up to get your wisdom. People who are calling you up to just thank you for all the things you do and for existing and being wonderful, magical you. You crave your tribe, my beautiful rose quartz crew, and that is what is coming to you. That is part of your intergalactic mastery. That is part of your journey, is to come to your tribe. The wound here was caused by not being owned, not being claimed. This orphan card says it all so very poetically. This orphan card says that early on, an individual was not maybe claimed by their caretakers, told by their caretakers, I chose you, I choose you, I'm happy to have you. Here are the wonderful things about you. I see you, I value you, I honor you. I want you around. And if it wasn't caretakers, it somehow happened at some point that your heart got left behind, my beautiful rose quartz crew. And that ends now. Can you believe it? On whatever day this is, at whatever time this is, that is the end of this. And the beginning of your intergalactic mastery. Because you, my beautiful rose quartz crew, are a warrior. That's the thing that I feel about you. Doesn't have to even be represented here, although it is. Anytime the heart shows up, I know a warrior when I see one, because a warrior lives through their heart. You're a person who will take this knowledge and transmute it into how you can become your best self, because that's who you are. You're a person who is on a mission to become the best you can be and offer the best you can be to the world. You're a person we need so desperately. So for all the people who have never told you thank you, for all the things that you do, and all the ways that you contribute to us, and all the things you've given, and all the time and space and holding, the financial resources and the listening that you've done, the waiting and the time you passed hoping that people would show up for you and do things for you. For all of that, please know that I am so grateful, and Spirit is so grateful. And none of that has gone unnoticed. None of that has gone unnoticed. And every time it happened, I've used this before because it is a powerful way to represent this concept. Anytime it happened and you made an energetic deposit in someone and you didn't get anything back for it, Spirit has your returns on your investment, and they're all accrued. If you could see your bank account, it would be worth more than you can comprehend for all the giving you've done, my beautiful Rose Quartz crew. So it's time for you to get that back. The way to release this devil energy that we talked about earlier, the way to get out of this stagnancy, because for you, I don't see it as obsessive and I don't see it as an attachment per se to anything other than an idea of where you went wrong. You didn't go wrong, my beautiful Rose Quartz crew. You're just at a fork in the road. And guess what? There's no wrong way to go. You know this information now. It's time for you to become a proactive connector. And this means there is one person you have to proactively connect with first. You. It is going to feel tough at first, because especially if early on in childhood or later, you weren't shown by a caretaker how to assert your own needs or that your needs were valued, this is going to feel very loose. Like, wait a second, how do I ask people for what I need? I've never seen anyone do that before, or no one's ever asked me what I need before. That's okay, my beautiful Rose Quartz crew. You're going to learn, because after this, you are going to go so far forward to seek the resources that you need to learn how to do this. Here's what it involves. It involves you understanding yourself to such a degree that you know what you love, you know what you need to feel loved, and you know what you want. And then you ask for that. And if you find that the people in your life can't give that to you, or don't want this union, they don't want to unite, then you just go. You just go. There's no fork in the road. You just go in a new direction. You've reached a dead end. See, in the past, you've stuck around with people who don't give you what you want or need. Maybe because you didn't express it. And you were like, well, maybe they didn't know. So you gave them the benefit of the doubt and you stuck around because you were like, well, I never told them, so how should they have known? We're turning over a new leaf now, baby. Now you know what you want, you know what you need, and you ask for it. There are all kinds of resources out there for how to do this. My goodness, I can't list them all, but coaches and therapists are the best initial resource I can think of to help you retrain yourself into seeing yourself as a person, and then going forth into the world and asking for what you need from your heart space. It's not mental, it's heart. So it's a full upgrade to the way you operate right now in this third dimensional reality. It is the difference between the third and the fifth dimensional reality, because it's all about understanding that you deserve to be loved above all else, but becoming the active proponent, the warrior, not just for others, but for yourself first and foremost, before anybody else. So Once you've identified those things and you begin asking for what you want and what you need and searching for it actively, you're going to find your community. This abracadabra is all about having magic within you, and you have so much magic within you, my beautiful rose quartz crew. You may have even been called a witch, a magical being, a intuitive, a starseed, a light worker, an empath. All of these things and more. I'm certain you have affiliations with those terms energetically and mentally. It makes perfect sense. You've got all this magic in you. The way to activate it is going to be through communication, through connection with others, and through finding the community that wants you as much as you want them. You won't be an energetic match for people who want you until you want you, however, and until you can introduce yourself authentically as you are. This is a lot to dive into, and we cannot dive into all of it here and now, as I mentioned, as much as I'd like to, but then we'd be here for 8 hours, and I do think the camera would die. There are so many resources for you, my beautiful rose quartz crew. So I've put you on the first step, and Spirit says that union is your destiny. Your tribe, your community is your destiny. The wound here is not being chosen, and by you choosing yourself, that puts you in line with this destiny. So your job now is to go forward and get the resources from the experts. Find those who can help heal your heart, help you heal your heart. And there are so many places to start. For my other Rose Quartz crew members, please drop in the comments those resources. Let each other know what you do, what you use, who you see, how you do it, what therapies have worked for you, what communities maybe online or elsewhere in the world have worked for you. The great news is you're already part of a community right here, my beautiful Rose Quartz crew. So you're in good company. Everybody is on this same trajectory. Everybody is on this road. Everybody is in the process of choosing themselves and getting to know themselves and love themselves so that they can better love others and better love the world. Because the truth is, my beautiful Rose Quartz crew, whoever it is who initiated this wound of not being able to choose you so early on, did that because they didn't know how to choose themselves. So you're a cycle breaker, a generational curse breaker by stepping into this energy. What else do you have, Spirit? What else do you have for my beautiful Rose Quartz crew who is mastering intergalactic power? This is a confirmation, it says right here, confirmation. But what else can we tell my beautiful Rose Quartz crew as they're here once they've gone down this road? Ah, yes. Perfect. Future love letter. I love you. This is all about writing a love letter to yourself. That's what this card is about. I always smile when Spirit gives us double emphasis. Universal oneness, transcend. So yes, this is part of your journey to becoming one with all that is. This type of, the heaviness of this type of pain, my beautiful Rose Quartz crew, carries with it a very sacred and powerful medicine. Every poison, every venom has its medicine or its nectar equivalent. And the gift that comes from this for you is a massive spiritual upgrade to truly feel, not just to know as a concept as the thinker does, but to know in their heart as the feeler does, that you are one with everything. This is bliss. You are manifesting bliss by liberating yourself from being needed to be chosen by others. This freedom card is the Fool in this deck. It represents a brand new beginning for you, a brand new life. Conjuring, legacy, wow, leaving a powerful legacy behind. And then you have Urzuli, pay attention. But what I see here is a child with a parent. You're going to set the example for so many others. If you have children, you set the example for your children. If you have grandchildren, you set the example for your grandchildren. But if you have anyone around you, sisters, brothers, the community that either already exists or the community that you're on your way to, you are a teacher and a guide. You're going to help others to pay attention to this very topic and teach them not how to give until they have nothing left, but to give from their overflow, to give to the right people, to give when it's time to give and receive when it's time to receive. And truly, those two exist in equal measure. We breathe out and we breathe in equal measure. We don't breathe out 10 times and then suck in one breath. We would be dead if that was the way we did that. It's equal measure, equal measure. So in your mastery of this, my beautiful rose quartz crew, you are becoming the teacher, the guide, and the mentor to so many others. And truly, I believe I said it before, but I'll say it again, and it's true for all of my crews I've seen so far today. You're what we need. You're the medicine that we need in this world. You're the healer. And it begins by healing yourself, by liberating yourself from the need to be chosen. You have not been orphaned because you have you, and you have me, and you have spirit, and you have our entire community. You will never be alone. You have universal oneness. You are one with all of us. And as you work through this process, when I say work, I mean bliss your way through it, baby. You're going to have a ball writing your future love letter to yourself. Because this card tells me in the very near future, you have catapulted to such a level that you look back at this moment and go, yeah, I remember feeling like that, but now I feel whole. I feel connected. You feel ways that you can't fully claim right at this moment, but once you've processed this and taken your first step, you're going to start claiming it very quickly because it's your destiny, my beautiful rose quartz crew. And what a powerful destiny it is as a leader and a warrior. I'm so very proud of you and so honored to be a resource that you came looking to, because this shows me you're already on the journey. You are a leader in action. Your heart's already awakened and already taken control of the boat. And that's what gives me hope for our entire world. You do. You do. So thank you. Thank you so, so much. I am sending you all the love I've got, my beautiful rose quartz crew. If this video resonated, please like it. If you want to leave some love for the rose quartz crew, our little reader community, or for me in the comments below, it is so very appreciated. And if you want a key to the Little Reader's house, you can subscribe and come back anytime you want and be notified when more videos come out. And finally, as a little plug, there is a new community coming into the world called the Little Reader's World, and that is my Patreon account. And it is linked in the description box if that's something that interests you. And it's a much more tight-knit group, but we do a lot of powerful things there, and it's all with the intention of giving to those who are ready to receive and receiving from those who are ready to give. It's about harmony and power and love, more than anything else, love. So with that, my beautiful rose quartz crew, until we meet again, take the best care. Bye for now. Hello, my beautiful apricot quartz crew, and welcome to your reading on how to liberate yourself from attachment or obsession, anything that may be blocking your manifestations, or just keeping you stagnant, keeping you in stagnant energy. If you're feeling any of that, or you're just here to have fun, then you are in the right place. I'm going to say something right off the bat. You are apricot quartz. That is very true. And as I look deeply at your coloring, I can see exactly why that is. It looks like a little slice of apricot. But mentally, I've already called you peach quartz to myself, I think like 4 times. So if I say peach quartz at any point, I'm sorry. And I love you. And please forgive me. I'm now going to set you over to the side. But wait, before I do that, my beautiful apricot quartz, Has anyone told you today how worthy of love you are? Just curio, like it's just a little question. But have you gotten pulled aside and told that you're wonderful and that you bring so much love to our world, that you're a joy to be around, and that we're grateful for you? Above all, you deserve love, my beautiful apricot quartz. So I just wanted to let you know before we get things rolling. It got a lot darker, the sun went down, and we're here. So I hope visibility-wise, you can see this lovely card as I put it back in the deck. We are going to need a full and complete tarot deck when we start getting into the tarot. But first things first, we are going to check your energy and see where you are energetically right now. Oops, we lost a guy. Regeneration. Let's see if she pops back up. So how are you doing today, my beautiful apricot quartz? I'd love to hear all about it. I feel your energy might be chatty, and I love chatty. The only thing about chatty is Spirit and I are the only ones who can chat right now, and you are like slightly behind us in time because this moment did happen. But yet we're all together in the same moment. It's amazing how technology works. Anyway, let me know how you're doing in the comments. I'd love to hear it, love to know it. I don't know why I'm pulling this out. Oops, milk and honey, but I'm gonna put it back in because that wasn't really an intentional pull. Now I'm distracting myself with convo. So beautiful, beautiful Spirit. Show me where my apricot quartz is energetically right now. And you, perfection. Let's see, let's take a look. Round and round, deep knowing, and clean it up. Wow, what an interesting mix of energies. Okay, so with our round and round, we have this spiral shell, which reminds me of, I know there is some kind of ratio that is repeated in nature. That's actually a perfect ratio that shows up again and again. It's like harmonizing and balancing. Then we have deep knowing with an owl on a planet, and then another planet behind it. That could be the moon, that could be the sun, that could be two moons. This could be two planets that I don't know the names of. Anything is possible with this card. And I think that's what you know. You have a deep knowing that anything is possible. And then clean it up. A moose with a feather duster. Cleaning up the sky. Interesting. Emphasis on the sky here. Nothing but sky here. Sky is the backdrop here. Then this moose is cleaning up the sky. Now, when I see the sky, I immediately think of the mind. I think of the air element. I think of the swords suit. And it is no surprise to me that this energy is appearing here because the mind has been all over every single crew so far. Red Tiger's Eye, Bumblebee Jasper crew, Rose Quartz crew, my beautiful apricot crew. We're all in our mind, and that is where I believe attachment resides, is mentally. Now, it can be so strong that it causes our body to exhibit physical symptoms, and it causes our heart to feel certain emotions, but the hook itself and the attachment does stem from the mind. So what I see here is this round and round. Yes, although it is the perfect, it's that magical ratio, yes. The going around and around also seems to me like a mental frustration with trying to maybe make something happen or see something happen that you might not have direct control over, is what I'm hearing, my beautiful apricot crew. And there's a deep knowing that anything is possible and magic and miracles can happen, but that you can't control them. And I think you're so close to the acceptance of that, my beautiful apricot crew. So close, in fact, that you are working on cleaning up your own mental space, cleaning up your own environment, cleaning up your own aura. I get deep healing work here and a lot of peaceful vibes in that this face looks peaceful to me. This owl looks peaceful to me. And even this moose looks peaceful. It's a very mellow sort of cleaning that's going on here. I don't get signs of distress. And I do see there may be some dust falling from this feather duster, and it looks like it turns into stars, which is beautiful. So as the dust falls and everything settles, as the dust settles, that's the term I'm looking for, you, my beautiful apricot Quartz crew are at some kind of peace. There's just this round and round, and maybe you've made peace with things that the pendulum swings. What comes up must go down, that there's always a recorrection. I'm getting this pendulum swinging, almost like a metronome. Maybe you have a metronome. Maybe you're a pianist, or you play an instrument of some kind. You're in an orchestra. You like music. You like rhythm. Maybe you're a drummer. Maybe you're a dancer. But there's some kind of knowing of the beat, the rhythm of life. The sun rising, the moon rising, the sun setting, the moon setting. Rhythms are important here. Rhythms. So let me see a little bit more about this, my beautiful Apricot Quartz crew, because I'm not getting any attachment energy here. I don't feel that you're deeply attached to anything. So I want to know more. I want to know more for my Apricot crew, Spirit. Woo. Interesting. The dead end. Maybe you've reached a dead end. Spirit, what energies are being transmuted for my beautiful Apricot Quartz crew, and what energies are they heading toward? What's the next part of this journey here, please, Spirit? I'd like to know the next part of their journey. These are always calling out, and from the top. Excellent. So neatly these came out. There's something about your energy that's very neat. I'm going to try and turn the brightness up a little bit, because from what I can tell, things are getting a little dark on our screen, and I apologize for that. Ah, the animal. This came up with my Red Tiger's Eye crew. The father. The mentor. Oh, what a shift. I absolutely love this. And the lover. Okay, so I said, what energies are being transmuted, and what energies are you stepping into? And here's the beautiful shift that's taking place here. Interesting, the two owls and the animal and the moose. I think you have a very strong protective energy, my beautiful Apricot crew. And immediately what I saw here was, if there is any attachment, it's very, very little, but not much. It's more like fatherly concern about other individuals in your life. You are watching other people that you love and care about, and hoping in a way that they clean it up. You're doing a little of this too in your own way, protecting your mental space, making sure that your environment is to code, I'm hearing. So if you're working on a remodel, that could be relevant. But making sure that your own ducks are in a row. Ducks, 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 floating on by. But you're looking at others in your life and hoping that they do the same. This energy is fatherly, it's protective, dare I say Capricornian. And I only say that because I'm a Capricorn. So, we're vibing here. I believe that Capricorn may be referred to as the father of the zodiac, but no promises on that. I know that Cancer is the mother of the zodiac, and I think those two are opposite signs. But once again, you're talking to a novice, and we're going to back right out of that. We don't need little reader knowledge. We need spirit wisdom. So the fatherly vibe is actually represented here. And interestingly, it's juxtaposed with the animal. So in your wisdom of looking at life and looking at events unfolding and looking at the people that you love, you understand both your own primal side and the primal side of others, the primal side of potentially your children or your grandchildren, siblings or friends, aunts and uncles, or even your parents. You may actually be looking at your father in some instances and saying, okay, I see what's going on, or a father figure. I am wishing them the best with this. We've been down this road before, round and round. And this could apply to anyone. For most of you, my beautiful Apricot crews, who are so loving and tender to care about your community like this. It is a beautiful thing to see, and It brings me great joy to witness this caring energy in action and to be part of it, because I can see how love-filled and well-intentioned it is. You have relinquished control, my beautiful apricot crew. You're not holding on anymore. Your self-recognition and your own maturity and your own coming to terms with the many sides of you, including the primal, perhaps, what's the word for impulsive? Even the impulsive side of your nature, you've come to peace with that. You've come to terms with that. So you're shifting out of this energy of control. Big shift out of the energy of needing to control any situation or any people in your life. And you have let the cleanup crew take over for whoever that's going to be. Your role isn't that anymore. You're kind of taking a step back. You're like, I'm not the cleanup crew anymore. I'm not the fixer. I have a deep knowing and a deep trust in spirit that the same source that provides for me is going to provide for them, is going to provide for this situation. It's going to provide. And you've gone from this father energy, which is described as sometimes overly controlling and sometimes harsh because of the way it lets go in the deck. You're shifting over to this mentor energy, which is a leveling up. It's the same positive intention of wanting to influence and teach and inspire, but with so much more maturity and power. The mentor is an individual who waits for the mentee, which is the person under, like the person they're guiding, to come to them. Waits for the mentee or the person who they're guiding to ask them for help. The mentor is ready to provide wisdom and knowledge upon request, but it is not going out of its way to actively cut people loose and cut them off or control them or fix them or tame them. The mentor just says, when you're ready, I'm here. When you're ready, I'm here. And this leads to so much more unity and so much more harmony, my beautiful Apricot Quartz crew. Now, the interesting thing about this is this mentor card is Roman numeral number 6, which reminds me of the Lover's card in the tarot, which reminds me of union and coming together. Interestingly, we have the Lover. Wouldn't you know it? Love when Spirit sends us a message. So you've taken this step back. You're no longer actively trying to control a situation. You're letting primal forces do their thing. You're relinquishing the need to tame. You're no longer trying to forcibly be any kind of father figure to anyone, because you've got this deep knowing and this deep trust. And as a result, you're turning into this energy of the mentor, this wise owl. And I see 2 birds here. So you're either flying above it all or you're swimming over the surface of any turbulent waters. Also, swans can fly. But you're also bringing in this lover energy. And the lover is inspiring. The lover is passionate. The lover is alive. The lover is an animal, like whatever is being depicted here. This looks like a mammal's eye to me, if you can see that in this low lighting. This looks like the eye of maybe a wolf to me, or a bear. The swan's an animal too, but it doesn't trample through the mud like a wolf or a bear might. Instead, it flies or it coasts. This energy here is very earthy, very grounded. With the animal and the father, I get paws, I get running through mud, I get running through the brush, I get trees, I get mountains, I get this, what is this? A brush? Did I say running through the brush? Like a thatch? And here, while these are both still represented as animals, this owl sits in the tree. It flies through the air. When it hunts at night, it hunts quietly. It's not very messy, not like the wolf or the bear can be, although it's still a predator. And if we're representing these environments, this earthy environment is very much pentacles and earth and grounded, and this is air and water. So you have made a transition from being stuck in the mud or being like getting down and dirty to soaring through the air, moving through your thoughts with ease, and coasting over your emotions and swimming over turbulent waters with ease. You can swim and you can fly, and you can still do the earth thing, but you're choosing not to get caught up in it anymore. You're rising above it all. So in a way, my beautiful Apricot Quartz crew, it's time for you to take over this reading because you have already let go of the attachment. You're very much on the verge or on the cusp of setting yourself free from this situation or these people or this group or this environment completely because of a perspective change, because of a deep knowing, because of your intuition. Just absolutely outstanding. So Spirit, what do you want me to tell our beautiful Apricot Quartz crew? If they have mastered this, this relinquishment, I had a bad shuffle there. I'm gonna move these guys real quick. And take up some space. Ooh, that could be a directive from Spirit. So Spirit, what would you like us to tell beautiful Apricot Quartz crew? What do they need to know? Is there anything they're still attached to? Any advice for them? That's a lot of questions. So let's start with what Spirit would like to tell you directly about this situation. That'll make sense to you. Spirit, what would you like to tell beautiful Apricot Quartz crew? Boop, 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 ooh, and boop. All right, lots of booping going on. Maybe there's a dog involved. Ace of Wands. Initiating action. This reminds me of the Lover here. Initiating passion. Two of Cups. Wow, I got flashed that twice while I was shuffling, and I thought, man, I don't know if it's going to come up because I did shuffle pretty well there in the end. And there it is right there. Okay. Five of Wands. The Chariot. And I love that this is represented by a bow and arrow. It's interesting because this owl always looks to me like a bow. I don't know why, but the bow, let's see if you can see here, the owl shape flying through the air looks to me just like this bow here. Bling. The Chariot, take aim, fire, Judgment, third eye, and Three of Pentacles, a wonderfully collaborative card. So the message here is very straightforward, my beautiful Apricot crew. You've done a fantastic job distancing yourself from this situation, stepping back, detaching, allowing yourself to just be the witness and not getting in the mud. There's going to be an opportunity to get involved again. Don't mind me as I shift in my seat because it's time for you to shift your position too, quite literally. With the Ace of Wands, it will be up to you to take some action in the very near future. And Spirit would first like to ask that you not forget the value of emotional connection. It's easy to go into conflict mode and tell people you bleeped up. Now you're in trouble. Fix it. That is, one way of doing things. But Spirit is asking that we go for the loving approach. So instead, sweet, sweet soul, I see the situation you're in. I totally validate the difficulty of that. I see this action you've taken here. I totally understand why one might take such an action. May I recommend this other action here? And I'll tell you why, and I'll help you through it. And if you decide you don't want to work with me, then we can discuss you getting out of this environment and working with somebody else. Because what's happening here, my beautiful Apricot Quartz crew, is you're in some kind of leadership position now. It may be because of the way you conducted yourself so well. It may be because you're literally the father or the caretaker in this situation. You may be the boss, you may be the leader, this may be your company, this may be an employee, this may be a child of yours. Whoever it is, you're the mentor slash father, and they're the mentee slash child. It doesn't have to be literal. It's symbolic and energetic. And now Spirit is asking you to step back into that leadership position with the Ace of Wands. You took your step back. You had your breath. You detached. You did a fantastic job. Attachment is no longer really relevant at this moment in time. What's relevant is, what's relevant is not getting attached to standing on the sidelines. That's what Spirit would like you to know. So you may be in danger of getting attached to just taking a totally hands-off approach. And Spirit is saying, no, 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 wrong way. That's a Diddy Kong Racing reference, which is starting to come up a lot lately. It's just a great game. But Spirit is saying, let's get you back out of the sidelines. Ace of Wands is inspired action. The Lover is all about inspiration. With Three of Pentacles, we're all about collaboration. So now we understand the approach that Spirit would like you to take. One that emphasizes loving connections, particularly if this is with, and I didn't mention it, but it still counts, a spouse or a lover. You may not be the father or the mentor of your partner who is on equal footing with you in a literal sense, but because of how you energetically positioned yourself, it did put you in a more mature power position. Now Spirit asks that you do not abuse that. Don't abuse the power position that you were placed in and that you put yourself in. Take the high road of love and teamwork instead. You can easily achieve your objective, and the time is going to come very soon where this environment or this situation or this person is put to the test. You, with your inspired action, may make a proposal to them. You may make an offering to them. You may say, okay, now we're here. Let's work this out. Let's figure it out. Let's do so in a loving way. And then it's up to them to execute it. It does feel like a test. It does feel like you, my beautiful Apricot Quartz crew, are putting someone or something to the test, or testing an idea or a theory. You can fire this off. It almost seems like this arrow that the Chariot character is firing off is going to go through the eyeball. Kind of like when in cartoons, the character fires off an arrow and it goes through an apple. Boom! That's what it looks like here. Like the Chariot is going to go through this eyeball. I'm not the Chariot itself, but the arrow. The Chariot and Judgment are two major cards. They're two major arcana cards, quite literally. Major, but two major energies. And when this happens, this moment of test happens, everything can go very successfully and is actually primed to go exactly the way you want it if you take this collaborative approach. And here we see that reinforced with the Three of Pentacles, which is a card all about collaboration. Let me make sure you can see this relatively clearly. Yes. And this is like a cheerleader duo, I think, or technically a trio, lifting someone up flawlessly. It's so easy for them, actually, that they have these smiles on their faces while they're doing it. They're like, oh yeah, it's no big deal. We lift her up all the time, in our dreams even. And that's what it's going to be like. You can lift other people up, my beautiful Apricot Quartz crew. You have the power to do that. You have the groundedness. You have the perspective from a higher vantage point. You have everything you need to successfully achieve what you want to achieve here if you take inspired action. So now it's time to get off of the sidelines, have the conversation, the meeting. Let this individual get put to the test based off of the new precedent that you have set in your conversation and the new alliance that you have formed, and then watch it succeed. Watch it go well. And of course, being a general reading, there are so many things this could be. Again, I'm hearing the workforce, I'm hearing family dynamics. And when you set that precedent, things are really set to go your way in a collaborative fashion where everyone wins. You've done a wonderful job, my beautiful Apricot Quartz crew. You've done a phenomenal job of displaying leadership and mentorship and kindness. Now it's just time to see it through. That's what this Judgment card is saying. It's just time to see it through and to trust that it's going to turn out the way you want it to. That's very straightforward. Wonderfully straightforward. Let's see. Is there anything else, Spirit, that we can say for our beautiful, a treat? Can you tell us a treat that's coming in for them? A little treat for them, because they've done such a good job helping others here and being a leader and cleaning everything up, having it all together, being a team player. What's a treat that's coming in for them, Spirit? The mountain, the crone, and the maiden. What a, oh, who else wants to come? And the thread, beautiful. What a beautifully balanced energy. So your personal invigoration, my beautiful apricot quartz crew. I haven't said peach once, I don't think. You're going to get your peace back, first of all. I get the sense that you're the king of your castle, whatever that means. You don't even have to identify as a king or as a male or as masculine. That's not it. I simply mean that your environment is your own. You have a natural leadership quality in that environment. People look up to you, and you're going to get that recognition for being not just the one who helped this all happen, but you're going to continue to be looked at as a beloved and trusted leader. With the maiden and the crone here, this speaks to so much harmony within you. First of all, there's this youthful quality, this naivete, this willing to get on people's level, willingness. And it reminds me of the colors of this Two of Cups. You have such a gift of emotionally bonding with people, such a gift of keeping things lighthearted and funny and fun and gentle. And yet at the same time, you have the wisdom of the crone, which is all the way on the other side of the spectrum, if there was one. We talked about a pendulum swing, and we talked about rhythm, and we talked about balance, and we talked about music. I think you must be a music lover, my beautiful apricot quartz crew. You must be a music lover. Anyway, that's a side note. Drop some of your recommendations below, especially if they're classical. I'd love to hear it. But you swing from, you don't even swing. It's not like you're alternating. It's like you're holding both powers simultaneously. That's funny. But you're holding both powers simultaneously, and I'm happy for you. Whatever those two powers are, hold on to them tightly, because you've got the maiden and the crone in equal measure. You've got maturity and wisdom. You've got lightheartedness and laughter and openness and innocence about you. It's such a beautiful thing. And that harmony and that balance, people will see that in you. You'll be rewarded by attracting those energies to you. Energies of newness, innocence, fun, fresh, love, positive loving connections, and people who are mature and wise. And finally, as the thread, you represent this through line, my beautiful apricot quartz crew, a through line that goes through everybody's story. Oh boy, we're going to get emotional again. And this has happened in every single crew so far. It's just a time to be alive. There's so many feelings, and I feel it a lot with this new moon especially. Maybe you do too. Comment it down below. But with the thread, you don't understand your legacy. And that's such a funny thing, because you clearly have an enormous impact in so many people's lives. So many people look up to you as a leader, a guide, a beacon of wisdom, a link to the divine. I don't think you'd describe yourself that way, my beautiful apricot quartz crew, but it is you. You are the thread in all these stories, in your employees, in your coworkers, in your bosses, in your parents and your children and your grandchildren and your siblings and your cousins and your friends and your community, your HOA board, your neighborhood, your volunteer center. You are a thread, a powerful thread, and you're going to be celebrated for that in an unexpected way, for the beautiful attributes that you display here in this situation. It's absolutely remarkable and stunning, and I am so very grateful for it, my beautiful apricot quartz crew, and so is Spirit. I stand humbly before you to say thank you for your contribution to our world, because once again, just like with my red tiger's eye crew, my Bumblebee Jasper crew, my rose quartz crew, You are needed on this earth. What you bring, well, it brings me to tears. Each one of you in a different way contribute to the wholeness of us and to the healing. And it's a beautiful thing. And I'm so, so grateful for you and for it. If this reading resonated with you, please like it with the thumb, bing. And please leave a comment down below so we can talk about anything related to this. Music recommendations, what you're in charge of, what you're leading, where you are, if you are an introvert, because I get that suspicion a little bit. Everything, how you're doing, anything and everything. I'd love to know it. Our community would love to know it. Subscribe if you'd like a key to the Little Reader's house to come back anytime. I want you here. You are always invited into my home. And if you're looking for extra magic, the Patreon Little Reader's World is open. It's linked in the description box, and it's a more intimate community where we explore more of everything. More meditation, more magic, more readings, just more if you enjoy the spiritual path and you like the intersection between spirituality, enlightenment, and magic and tarot and everything in between. It's beautiful. It's life. And I'm so grateful for you. I think I'm going to go eat an apricot now in your honor. And until we meet again, I'm sending you all the love I've got, beautiful soul. You are phenomenal. You are my hero, and I'm grateful for you. Bye for now.